Gray is done for the day. What's up, Gray? What's up, Mithrain? What's up, Vanessa? What's up, everybody? I'm feeling something creeping in, guys. We're a house full of sickies. I don't have a sore throat, knock on wood, but I have been like non-stop sneezing all morning, and I am stuffy, super stuffy, and I've got a little bit of a tummy ache. So something's definitely going around the house. We'll see. Grandniece is here. She's still sniffly, coughing, and everything else from last week. We'll see how it goes. Chris still has a sore throat. She says she's feeling slightly better, but she also took an ibuprofen. But yeah, there's some creeping crud going around right now, and I think I may be falling victim. I'm trying. I took my vitamins. I just did a big old glass of water with fresh lime juice in it, and we're gonna see how it goes. Is that armor crafted? No, that is the Mantis Mark II armor. I'm okay as long as I don't have a sore throat. Like, sore throat is like one of the worst, or if I'm not like food poisoning or something. I do find it odd that I'm super stuffy and sneezing while also having a slightly upset tummy. That's like, why is that happening? Whereas my wife has a sore throat, and she was complaining about it a little while. She's like, I haven't had a sore throat like this in at least 15 years. This sucks. It's like, yes, it does. Welcome to the mortal realm, honey. People get sick. What's up, Deeks? Alright, let's see here. I don't remember what we were doing. Oh, we were supposed to break in or something, talk to some dude, because we squeezed somebody for information.
Don't forget to keep your Starview pass handy at all times, or you won't have access.
Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for
Hello.
society.
You here for the charity event?
I'm more interested with what's going on at, you know what? I'd rather talk about Larry Dobromsky.
Dombrowski.
That's right.
he's the
Suck it
exec
up,
holding
Buttercup.
court
The
over in
galaxy
VIP
needs
area
saving.
of the ballroom.
That's right, Deeks.
Yeah, sorry. I work for UC Security, not GalBank. I don't really know him personally.
Put my big boy pants on and push on through. Look, Claudia Swist says otherwise.
Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me.
I'm not feeling
you're
too
dead
bad right now,
wrong.
Envy, but I can feel
So
something
back off.
coming on. I just don't know what it is
We
yet.
both know exactly who you are.
Because thankfully, I don't, as of this moment, have the sore throat that my wife has. But I'm definitely like, after the morning stream, I've just been going around the house just like sneezing and getting progressively more congested. Which is, it's probably just a head cold. It sounds to me like what's going on.
Just in case you weren't aware, I am the authorities. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think?
Did you
people
guys
will
see
believe?
the so Assassin's Creed
That view is absolutely
finally
spectacular,
confirmed?
isn't it?
Like confirmed. They're doing a reveal on the 22nd, I think, of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. And that's one of the only Assassin's Creed games I haven't played. So I'm very hopeful that they're going to push that out in the summertime release, like June, July, because I don't have a lot going on June, July yet. And that would be a phenomenal time for me to sneak in Assassin's Creed.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up, and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested.
So I guess we'll know more on the 22nd. Also on the 22nd is I can The embargo's going down for the. Hang on, something just. Hang on. That was apparently when Christina just came in, she like knocked over a cardboard box. All I heard was this big crash, boom, bang, and I thought something had fallen or somebody had fallen.
Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. It's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera.
Yeah, it's one of those
isolated
games
so
that
he'll
came
spill
out when I was
everything
too
he
busy
knows.
doing traveling, so I didn't have a chance to play it.
Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency. This is one of Trident's premier Starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return to their quarters until I sound the all clear, which I won't.
All right.
Your lack of commitment does not exactly fill me with confidence. Are you sure this is a good idea?
Don't worry. It'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done.
Copy that.
One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right?
That's right.
Anyway,
Credits,
I better start
baby.
packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
All right. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
Sure, honey.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Society. Do, 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 do. Oh, we got different helmets in here, nothing super fancy. Oh, the banhammer is great. Oh, the R word. I use the R word infrequently. I specifically use it when we're dealing with trolls. I don't use it around
This is one of Trident's top of
my
the
nephew
line
or my
vessels.
nieces,
Hell of a ship, isn't it?
because, you know, that's definitely a word that they shouldn't.
This is well maintained.
I understand
to
the
be
context
sure,
of
but
using it.
obviously the credits have all been spent on the areas the guests actually see.
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rocco's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do?
Sensitive flowers.
Oh, sorry, that area is off limits. No exceptions.
What's up, Babylonia? Let's try the Space Scoundrel. You have a gambling desk. I strongly to. Yeah, so in that's you're not wrong. Like I remember when I was a kid, everything was gay and everyone was retarded. Like those were the two things. Like everyone was gay or retarded. And it didn't really mean anything other than that's stupid but in the context of learning words and learning how words work and learning how social structure works, I think we all learn over time that those types of words and that type of behavior, more importantly, the type of behavior, is not really something that is what adults would normally be participating in, right? So we don't say those things. I do still get the occasional, like once a week, somebody will be like, dude, you're so gay for saying that, or you're so gay for thinking that, or your takes are so gay. And it's like, you could tell that that person grew up in my generation because they're still calling things, they never grew out of it. Like, they never grew out of, like, calling things gay when they're stupid. It's just one of those things where I just sort of shake my head and go, you literally are still that 5-year-old bully on the school ground.
All right. No need to get pushy about it.
Pushy?
Captain Rokov sure picks some weird friends. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs.
I can also tell you from having had
Maybe you can hold this
roommates and friends who were gay and bi, not once did any of them ever feel offended by the word gay in the context of when we were in the 90s and everyone was calling each other gay. Even gay people were calling each other gay. And that was the joke. It was like, dude, you're so gay. And it's like, duh.
Whatever you do, don't break anything, or I'll be out of a job.
Yup. But I do get where Deeks is coming from. Like, there are people out there who continually use the words in an offensive, continual fashion, and that's sort of where we get into the unacceptable level.
Much nicer in here now. Plenty of room.
Andreja, she's like, it's been cleared out. It's so nice now. I think most adults do that, Deeks. When they learn that words can be weaponized, they don't use those words unless the circumstance dictates. The best example I can give is like someone who is a devout Christian who doesn't like using curse words, but when they smash their hammer with a finger, they're gonna say "fuck" because it hurts. Words have context, and I think that's an important aspect of any language. Context is key.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
All right, let me see here.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I don't know that I've ever done the UC SysDef option.
You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence? Claudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail.
Why did you let him handle the numbers in the first place?
Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on GalBank's system without raising any red flags. I let Claudia talk me into that.
Well, here you go, buddy. I'll pay for your losses.
At least I walk away with something. All right. You have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it. You better tell Dombrowski to run, because if you don't kill him...
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank you.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation.
There isn't going to be a negotiation.
Au contraire, my misguided friend. There's a bargain that needs to be hammered out, and you will listen to the facts before we proceed.
I will?
First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud GalBank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
That's an amazing trick, Professor.
I pride myself on having an intensely thorough education, though I hardly call myself a professor. Though I'm sure that your compliment also meant you were having trouble understanding what I've been saying. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my GalBank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
Will there be much more of this? My head is starting to hurt.
I'm surprised you figured that out.
Oh, it was actually a rather easy deduction to make. It's the only thing of significant value that I still have in my possession. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
If you are free soon, Could we talk? Yes?
Nice try.
Okay, I was just checking something. Bubbliness said something about words, and I lost it in the scroll. I was gonna follow up on that and say I think the moment that I realized that words were more powerful than any other thing, or at least had the potential to be more powerful, was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when they're on the tank and Marcus jokingly, the pen is mightier than the sword, and it was funny, but I was also old enough at the time that I was really starting to read a lot, and I was starting to write a lot, and I was beginning to understand the power of the written word.
Well.
And that's one thing I've always been exceptionally good at, is passive-aggressive baiting.
I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish
and manipulating
here,
people into saying things because of emotional responses.
Negotiation.
Using the power of words. I am a very good manipulator when it comes to that.
Okay. First and second.
Also, why I was really good at my day job in marketing.
I see. In blunt terms,
yes,
I assume that's what you've been
Will there be much more of this?
Splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us. Now, if you'll...
Okay.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I also saw somebody say something about people are going to lose their minds if the new Assassin's Creed games has, like, what was it? Gender sliders or something? Hang on. I'm calling it now, says Vanessa. The Black Flag Resynced is going to let you pick gender like the last 3 major AC games, and weirdos will foam at the mouth and get angry. I don't know if it will, because I'll tell you what, that's a big. So in order to do that, they would have to have.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna go look this up now. Let me check this before I speak. So the main story follows the Welsh pirate Edward Kenway. Okay. Okay. So it's a male protagonist. I highly doubt that a remake would include a female protagonist option, because the amount of work that has to go into rigging a female protagonist, getting all the animations, all the character modeling, all of the clothing and everything else, on top of which paying for a voice actress to come in and do the entire dialogue from a female perspective. I don't see that being something that would be normally what would be done in like a remaster or something. That's not to say it won't happen, but that's way, because normally what a remaster would be is better graphics, some maybe some quality of life features, but basically upscaling and things of that nature. I would be shocked. Like, that would be like reworking the game from the ground up to include a female version of the character. Whereas Odyssey and Valhalla were specifically designed to have you play as either or. Like, so they were designed from the ground up. So yeah, that would be very odd if they did that. We'll know more on Thursday, though.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. You must be joking. After this little stunt I helped you pull, I'm certain Trident's going to rip up my captain's contract.
May I have your attention, please?
I've got nowhere else to go, so I'm fully expecting that you'll put in a good word for me.
I don't think we know that, though. Like,
you know, I'm still wondering.
we're not going to know exactly what it is until we get back, until we see on Thursday what exactly it is. I know there's lots of rumors about what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't tell you, but DeGallo would kill me if I did.
So he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just leave it alone. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Overreach.
Alright. What'd you call me?
Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now on, so get used to it. Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you can depend on, it's that Yevgeny Rokov always makes good on his deals. Always. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
Alright. Now I can get out of here and go back.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin immediately.
They said 2 years, Deeks, is what their anticipated timeline is for early access on Windows.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
So about the same timeline for Dune Awakening, because Dune Awakening is going to be about 2 years from PC launch to console launch. So from what they've said so far for Windrose, they're anticipating 2 years.
Now that we are here, what if you are...
Nice, Odin. Enjoy the game.
Could we talk? Yes? I have something I wanted to say. But I confess I am afraid of how you will react.
To be an NPC like Captain Burnseye? Bucci says, watched your Homestead videos. You motivate me. Well, go out there and do some good stuff. Alright. Nothing mattered. Nothing would change my opinion of you.
I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others.
Shrouded should be hitting consoles this fall. I think they said September is the timeline, Deeks.
And I must be honest
I think that was what I remember.
The little I have spoken of my history has been
August or
nothing but
September
truth.
or something. I would have to go back and
I
rewatch
worked
their
with
announcement video.
smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Varun. My people. My family.
I'll probably end up, depending on the timing, but I'll probably end up getting a year-long. We'll see about the timing, but I'm gonna probably spring for a community server for Enshrouded. When we get to that point, just because I know how good that game is, and I know we've played it in the past together with some people. Babylonia has paid for the server in the past when we've done the early access. I think that game is definitely something where, you know, it's worth having that private community. And then Dune Awakening, when it comes out on console, If they didn't make the self-hosting such a pain in the ass, that would be the way to go. But honestly, with a good PvE, with everything being split into PvE and PvP now, it should be a relatively easy thing to get everybody on the same server. That house for me to vanish.
They have retreated from open relations with the United Colonies.
Because I've been in
and
early
the
access.
But they still exist.
Enshrouded for like 3 years.
I was born in the great city of Dazra.
But I'm gonna
and
buy
raised
it.
with the teachings of Jinan Varun.
Whenever it comes out, I'm probably gonna buy it for
the right of
console.
Prajar when I
even
came
though I
of
own
age.
it on the PC.
I am of the promised. Those who know the truth of the Great Serpent and his inevitable return.
That's a long way away, though. We gotta wait till it gets to launch, and I need to figure out what's going on around us as well. Sounds super impressive.
Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing this now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Varun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life.
I thought there was more to you than you let on.
Yes, well, you were not the only one. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
You're still here. Couldn't have been that bad.
I had no idea what to think. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council. And the penalty
Still no
would
release
be
date on
severe.
Dune, though, for the console. Wait and see. I'm assuming around the time the movie hits theaters, which I think is October or November. So House Varun knows about the artifacts.
Very good. I was trying to explain that I am from House Barun.
Yeah, why did she
Several
back
years
out?
ago,
Yeah.
I was sent to... I am... but certainly. Several weeks after...
Huh.
I had
Sometimes
no
it's like the third time that's
idea
happened
what
where
to
I've hit a
think.
button and instead of
I
continuing the
was
conversation, it's backed it out.
Horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council. And the penalty would
Dune
be
is already
severe.
out, but it's only on PC.
They do not. I have, for
It
now,
launched last June,
kept that information to myself.
so it's been out for almost a
You
year
and
now.
I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you.
Yep, I'll be playing. I've
I
already
am
been
sorry
playing
for
Diablo 4 over the past
Telling you
6
this
weeks or so.
violates so many of the orders I was given.
We
but
have it on
was the
pre-order.
right thing to do.
It's on the
I can
schedule.
feel that.
Should make sure to check out the videos that I publish every month at the beginning of the month called the schedule for the month. Every single month on the second or third of the month, I publish the video that talks about the games I'm going to be playing for the month. And it is the sticky pinned video at the top of the YouTube channel. You're still just Andreja as far as I'm concerned.
You have no idea what a relief that is. Thank you for trusting me. What did you need? Ah, yes, we are done.
All right. My coffee needs to kick in.
This is United Colony space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Entrada just says fall of 2026. I wonder why I said September. I don't know where I got the September date from. So all we know is fall, and that might get pushed back as it was already scheduled for spring of 2026, and they pushed it back to fall of 2026. So Entrada could get pushed back again. We don't know yet. So we will wait and see. I will eventually get to the Terran Armada stuff. It's taken me a while doing this from scratch playthrough.
Will we be stopping for food? I would not mind trying something, and there are plenty of options.
All right. Excuse me.
The lives of nearly every individual in the settled systems are so...
Hi there.
Hello. Welcome to the GalBank Archives. May I see your credentials, please?
Here you go.
Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives.
Getting some really strange vibes off you, buddy. Something must be wrong.
Shh, they'll hear us. Look, Ecliptic busted in here and said something about letting you walk into the archives, and then they're gonna jump you. I'm supposed to let you in, and then get the heck out of here. They said if I didn't do exactly what they said, they'd kill me. Just be careful. I don't even know how many of them are hiding in there.
All right, get out of here, bro. Andreja, your favorite part of the day. Da, 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 da.
You have made a grave mistake. I'm hit! Are you...
Hi there.
Well earned. Did they have anything of value?
Oh, we're about to see if they had anything of value. I'm all about that loot. About that loot. A suppressed calibrated A99. That's sexy sounding, but I already have crowd control, which is better. Actually, hold that thought. Do I have an A9 yet? I might not. Because that's actually not an A9, that's a mag shear. Oh, I think I want to pick that up, actually. Hold that thought. Because I can give that bad boy exploding rounds. Alright, I don't think there's anything else down here. Do do do. Legacy. Okay, by the way, where do I want to spend my new points? Because I'm done with science. I should probably go... I think we're going to go jetpack for exploration, because ship mods will be the last thing I do, because I got a long way to go. Back to the eye. I still haven't, speaking of Enshrouded, I still haven't checked in and scoped out the water update that they dropped last year, because I just sort of decided I wanted to stay away and stop paying attention to the game until it was launched, because I've got so many hours in early access. It's a damn good game. It's a damn good game. Windrose has been pretty good as well. I don't think that's one I would be, you know, I don't think it's worth like getting a server for yet, because it's just early access, but Windrose has been pretty good.
Next time you see Bog, tell him to lighten up.
Could I do a video on best guns? There's no such thing as best guns though. So that's not something that, it's just that the game doesn't work like that. It's all about what do you prefer for your play style. So there is no best guns in the game.
I would rather be right now.
Yeah, that's not a meta that exists in Starfield. There's people claiming that certain games are best.
Avoid the last
The reality is you use what weapons you have ammo for, and you carry multiple weapons.
Are you looking to start something?
Until you're wealthy enough to get into the end game and afford to buy all the ammo that you ever need for said weapons. But there is no best, especially considering that all of the really good legendaries, you might get some RNG drops, but things like crowd control, that's quest related, and you can't do that until you're in mid game, and other stuff which are like the new stuff from Terran Armada you're not going to get to until you're 50 plus. So right, exactly, like Bubbles just said, the best gun is the one you currently have ammo for. So I actually run, if you look at my favorites, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 weapons. I have 8 weapons. Are any of them the best? Nope. I have a variety. I have a sniper, I have a shotgun, I have a mag shear, I have a pistol, I have that thing, which is a mag shear. Oh, that's my laser gun, sorry. I have this, and this. All three of these are automatics. And these, like, it's just, what do I have ammo for? I've been using this one, but I'm down to 200 rounds, so now I'm switching over to the Tombstone, because I got 500 rounds, you know, so it's like, it's...
Your buddy Rokov is aboard the key.
There's no best. There is, what do I have ammo to use?
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember.
Starfield is my favorite Bethesda game. Roadco's not so bad. turned out to be pretty helpful.
Yeah, that'd be a first.
All right, neighbor, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokov, I guess we can give him another chance. All right, now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Kryx's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the GalBank Archives. Ah, so the GalBank
Yep,
transport
X-Tech
went down
is
over
the
by
next
port.
video I'm making on advanced crafting, because that allows you to pick a weapon that you really
Neighbor?
enjoy and upgrade it from
keep
level
your
1 all
panties
the way
on. I'm
through.
looking it up.
So if you prefer
And
shotguns, there is no power ranking in weapons.
Bannock 4. Let's see.
I
Damn
don't.
it.
Have you not played before,
Bannock 4
Dutch?
is an EM class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard.
Approaching that in, well, in any ship would be suicide.
There's no power ranking in weapons. There is just, what do you prefer? Do you prefer laser rifles? Do you prefer automatic weapons? Do you prefer shotguns? Do you prefer single fire pistols? Do you prefer revolvers? Do you prefer... It doesn't matter. It's what do you prefer and what fits your... No, there is no more guns being more powerful than others. Everything can be upgraded. Everything can be upgraded. Gun power ranking is not a thing in this game. It is true that when you get certain weapons, so like when you get crowd control as a mag shear, it is a super powerful weapon when you get it. But is it more powerful than the other weapons in your inventory? That depends. Did you take the time to use X-Tech to level up your other weapons? Do you have perk points in those weapons to give you bonus damages and faster reloads and all those other things? Do you have you calibrated the ammo so that you're using, you know, like, because there's armor piercing rounds, there's shrapnel rounds, there's explosive rounds, there's like there is no such thing as gun strength and better weapons in Starfield. It's just what's your play style. Yeah, it's all based on playstyle. Yeah, and if you have perks
we're talking here.
in if you have perks in stealth, you can get like tons of headshot damage and
Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there. That ought to do the trick, right?
Both of you shut up and think.
So
for
my
a
original
second.
character was a stealth-based
I'm sure
character, and
Kryx
he
hit
just
the
all he
same
used was
roadblock.
stealth weapons. That
All
was
we
it.
need to do
Stealth
is figure
pistols,
out how he got
stealth
away.
sniper rifles.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
That's the spirit, Rook. That is the essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been slipping away lately. Neighbor, the GalBank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking
Yeah, but your question doesn't make any
ultra-bit
sense,
encryption,
Dutch.
Constantly
I
reshuffling
gotta.
frequencies.
I'm sorry. You're asking.
We
See,
don't
you're
have
barking up the
shit
wrong
like
tree.
that laying around. But
I'll explain this in a.
before
Here,
you
let me skip
get
past
that,
this.
we grab that.
There's a
look.
significant thing that
here,
you're missing
Rook,
here.
I want. In the meantime,
Here,
I'm going.
let me just
me a little
come out
time.
here.
I promise.
All right, that is it. Now, both of you,
Here.
get the heck.
All right.
This is why your question makes zero sense. This right here is why your question makes zero sense. Gun strength, gun power. This game has adjustable difficulty. If I don't want to feel challenged, I can turn all of this and crank it down to story mode. I don't ever need to put perks into weapons. I don't ever need to worry about finding legendary weapons. I don't need to worry about upgrading weapons. None of that matters, because I can put the options of this game into story mode and I can play it exactly the way I want, which is no difficulty if that's what I prefer. And some people do prefer it like that because they don't want to deal with the combat. So I'm going to push back on that because what you're asking for isn't really something that is part of this game. It might make more sense in a game like Call of Duty, or Arc Raiders or something where it's primarily a shooter game and everything's tied to the power of the guns and the ranking of the guns. That's not the case here, because guns can all be upgraded to have whatever they want. Like, because you can use X-Tech to put any legendary mod on any weapon, and you can level up every single weapon in the game from the base game, from level 1 weapon all the way up to an exotic. You can use X-Tech and credits to level those weapons up. So there's never going to be a best gun, or, you know what I mean? It just doesn't exist in this game. Because what's best is, do you prefer sniper rifles? Then go all in on sniper rifles. And you're going to mod your sniper rifles. And you're going to go in here to the weapons tier. And you're going to say, I want to be a badass sniper. And so I'm going to look for sniper certification, which is somewhere else. Probably rifles? Nope, sniper. But in order to get to snipers, you have to level up other things. So you would probably go like ballistics damage, and then you would probably level up through rifle certification, and etc. No, that's not necessarily true though, Dribrom. The Magstorm might be better than a basic revolver the way you have it modified, but if you take the time to go out and modify a basic revolver, it can be just as powerful in the hands of someone who likes that basic revolver playstyle and who focuses on headshots and all that other stuff. I prefer automatic weapons. Yes, you can do that at the beginning. You can absolutely mod from the very beginning of the game. X-Tech is available from level 1 in this game. I have been stockpiling X-Tech since I started this playthrough at level 1 on the PlayStation. The only limitation is credits. But you can go out and farm credits. So it's just not, like I said, it's not really a thing.
Those creds ain't gonna steal themselves.
But, like, for example, I prefer automatic weapons. So for me, something like this bad boy, I'm going to quick save because this will piss some people off when I fire this. Like, this weapon right here, for me, is my favorite weapon because it does this. Shoots a shitload of bullets in a split second. However, I can't aim for shit. So I use aim assist, which is the least effective way to play the game. If I was playing mouse and keyboard and I controlled my aiming and I was a crack shot like Shroud when he plays, I would be more focused on something like, say, perhaps a revolver with maxed out headshot damage and armor piercing rounds or something that could make that weapon as powerful, if not more powerful than this weapon, in the hands of someone who is a good gamer with that weapon. So there is no inherent, this weapon is better than that weapon. It depends on the playstyle, the perk points, how many legendary mods it has on it, and you can and they can all end up with a maximum amount of odds, and I don't know. It's just one of those things. Plus, you can adjust the difficulty, so it's like, at the end of the day, everything you can kill everything in one shot if you drop the difficulty down, which makes that a moot point. No, that outfit is not a mod. That is the Mark II Mantis. That weapon also is from the Mark II Mantis quest, the crowd control weapon. This thing right here.
Thanks for making me look good. I would have had to kill you otherwise.
Yeah, some people prefer...
Better get a move on before Dale sees you slacking.
Some people prefer melee weapons. I've never liked melee weapons, but some people like melee weapons.
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core.
I already had a lemonade, thank you. Ya tomé uno hace como 20 minutos. Gracias. Chris just made me another lemonade. Yeah? I'm so full right now. Alright. Alright, she is not... There she goes. The other thing in this game, too, is everything is tiered. So when you first start the game, all the drops you're getting are rank 1, tier 1 gear, because it's all scaling. So when you start the game, it doesn't matter, because everything you're getting is automatically going to be dropping as a base weapon. And then you get into the calibrated and the refined, and then eventually the advanced. Advanced being the best of the base tiers, the more, you know, and then you can upgrade from the advanced to legendary, and then legendary to exotic.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I going to be very disappointed?
What's Jazz doing here? Why do I have the feeling you're going to make more money off this than I am?
Well, that's because you'd be absolutely right. You see, everyone above you in the fleet is making more than you are off the same gig. That's why we're all fighting our way to the top. Understood? Good. Now,
yeah, that's the thing. Every single weapon has a tier, and every weapon...
Before I have you tossed off the key. Just a thought.
Like, if you compare every single base rank 1 weapon, they're all the same. They just... How do they play? Take all the rank 2 weapons, they're exactly the same. How do they play? Rank 3 are all exactly the same. Like...
Well, look at that. You followed my directions, and now you're gonna end up with some credits in your pocket. That about does it then.
I kind of feel like that's the same question as like, what's the best ship?
Anyway, here's your cash.
And it's like, well, it depends on what you're doing. Do you
you
want a fighter? Do you want a hauler? Do you want
work to do.
something that's balanced? Do you want something that's got a ton of cargo space or a ton of, like, cargo space? Do you need passenger space? Do you need crew space? I mean, there's no right answer to that question either, because there's no such thing as best ship in the game. That's why I have a fleet of ships, because different ships can be used for different situations. Like the Orchid, which is what I'm currently using, is shit for there's no passenger space. So if I come across a mission where I need to haul passengers, I have to switch my ship out to something like the Star Eagle, because this can actually carry passengers, right? So it's like, and then I have this monstrosity, which we don't talk about. I know, that's kind of how I feel. Like, some people push that agenda, Monkey Lewis, of like, but I need the meta to be best.
You need it, I've got it.
And my way of playing is the best. It's like, well, technically, no. Because, like, I want to play with shotguns, you want to play with pistols. Some other person wants to play with a sniper rifle, someone else wants to play with a katana blade. All of those weapons in the hands of someone who is skilled with that weapon is going to be just as deadly as the other thing, which is why there's no such thing as, like, best weapon. That's just one of those things.
Awaiting your orders, Captain.
Like, I've thought about making a Space Ninja at some point, but I would have to spec my character completely different. Like, because you could totally make a Space Ninja. Like, you would go into physical, you would level up strength. Where's it at? Well, you would level up stealth first. Take your stealth all the way up. Which one of these is... There's one in here for melee weapons. Martial arts, there's one. That's unarmed, so you could literally become a martial arts expert. Where's the one for... I could swear there's one in here for melee damage, and I don't... Or for... Oh, here's concealment. You no longer set off enemy mines. Sneak attacks do even more damage. You can run while sneaking. It's end combat. Thank you. There it is. Dueling. Melee weapons do more damage. So you can totally make a space ninja. And you can go all in on blades, stealth, strength. And then that's your best. That's the best weapon. Like that right there. A wakizashi or whatever they're called. Like a katana. That's going to be your best weapon. Bubble says, well, in terms of powers, yeah, if I can lock you in a gravity well for 15 seconds with no cooldown, your DPS versus my damage resist is irrelevant. You could totally be a stealth archer. My very first character in this game was a stealth archer. I went 100% stealth, and I went sniper rifles and sniper pistols. 100%. Maxed out my negotiation. Master of conversations. Master of the headshot. Stealth damage. You can 100% create a stealth archer. Jesus, Andreja. I'm gonna do a full melee build and have a lightsaber mod. There you go.
Sometimes we'll take the long-range fighters out for grav jumps.
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume?
News travels fast.
We told you we'd be keeping tabs on you. So, did you get information for us or not?
Do I want to be ninja?
Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. We've taken care of that mess, by
Yeah,
the
I
way.
think that's a good point, Bubbles.
Speaking of which, I assume
if
you
there was
copied the information
multiplayer
from the GalBank's computers.
in this game, then we might
Let
be
me
able to
what you
see,
got. So the legacy went down
we
at
might
Bank
actually see
4.
some true meta builds emerge. Because when you get
Why
into the
does that sound
PvP aspect,
familiar,
which I think is what we talked about yesterday in the
Bank 4 is
Renfail
an
rant from
EM-class gas
yesterday.
giant, sir.
Or is
There
that the
isn't a ship
Renfail
in the
rant that's
fleet that
coming
could
out
safely
tonight?
get near that
We
type
had a
of world.
conversation recently where we talked about how, god damn, was that this morning's one or yesterday's? I gotta go look this up now. I know we just had this conversation. I think it's the one that's coming out. Ah, here it is. Yeah, it's the one that's coming out tonight. It's called When Did Get Good Become More Important Than Have Fun? So I actually have a Renfail rant, which was from this morning's stream that Thandar claimed, which is coming out tonight after we finish this stream. And in that video, we discuss how meta really only is
If you
derived
don't mind, I'd like to hurry this up.
in that way from multiplayer, because when it's single player, it doesn't matter, because I can adjust every aspect of the game to suit me. I can adjust the game difficulty, I can put my perks where I want, I have a different playstyle than you or than him or than her. So having all these different people, you know, like it's like when I play Cyberpunk, or if I'm playing Skyrim, first character's a stealth archer, second character's a berserker, third character's a wizard. Which one of those characters has the best weapon? None of them, because it's based on the character and the build and the things that I'm doing with that character. So the best thing for that character is going to depend on that character as they're leveling up. But meta doesn't really exist, or in terms of what is the best thing for characters, that doesn't really exist until we get into like multiplayer stuff.
It sounds like you admire that lunatic.
Well, he's kept ahead of SysDef.
He's kept ahead of us by murdering our past informants, so if you admire someone like that, maybe we picked the wrong person for the job.
That's enough, Lieutenant.
Somebody's gotta stick up
Even if
her
Delgado
ass.
has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still the matter of tracing the Legacy's transponder signal.
I think there's something called ComSpike that's going to solve their problem.
They have information about the ComSpike? Damn it.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's a highly classified project. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years. How the hell did the Crimson Fleet find out about that?
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do. You keep playing along and go after the ComSpike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about Bannock 4.
Alright, we're going to warn the UC Navy?
I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from somewhere within the UC military. Any attempt to move the ComSpike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest.
All right.
Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Kryx's legacy first.
Video Game History says, I just read a video review of the latest Starfield DLC in a German video game magazine that does very good research. The comment section is full of complaints about the game. I don't understand where the anger about a game comes from. If I don't like it, I just play something else. I know, right? Oh, it's no different than... So people are so upset about Starfield that every single post I make on my TikTok and Instagram recently is just filled with people who are literally in posts that have nothing to do with Starfield, ranting about how much they hate Starfield and how Starfield is a shitty game. Like, that's literally what my comment section is full of on... because they can't stop being mad about the fact that I'm continually playing and posting content around Starfield. It is the funniest shit ever. Like I said, they're my #1 fans. The people who rage watch my content and rage comment.
Heard you made off with something called the Earth Savior Award. Damn pirates will have you steal anything that isn't bolted down.
Alright, let's skedaddle. Actually, do I have more data to turn into her?
This mission is going to Good. The more you...
Sentiments are shifting.
Are you kidding me?
Bethesda derangement
Dombrowski was
syndrome.
already making a 6-figure salary, and yet he couldn't resist starting an embezzlement scheme. It makes me sick. Ah, it's gonna be an absolute pleasure to throw his butt in prison. That it?
That is it,
We'll
lady.
be here if you need us.
I can also say I'm kind of happy, like, I think the bubble of hate has largely subsided. I still have some people who are continuing to show up on my TikTok and my Instagram feeds, but
Always
our
a satisfying
Twitch
moment
and
to return to your
YouTube streams have been relatively troll free, like maybe 1 or 2 per stream, down from, you know, 5 or 10 every 30 minutes. We're definitely past the initial like hoorah, and we've been in pretty stable numbers the past, like, I would say, week now. You know, every time I'm live in the afternoon slots, I get 50-60 people watching on Twitch, 60-80 people watching on YouTube. Those are pretty decent numbers. It's been pretty stable for the week, and randomly we will have a troll show up, but I feel like for the most part we're past it. But there are still the people who on social media are just like, they won't give it up on TikTok and Instagram. It is amusing to me how people can still be up in arms about a game that released 2.5 years ago. But there are people who are still upset about Fallout 76, and that was 10 years ago, you know? Like I said, just wait. You think Starfield is bad? Wait till Elder Scrolls 6 gets here. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have more hate than Starfield has. Guarantee it. There will be more people complaining about Elder Scrolls 6 than there were complaining about Starfield. I would bet hard cash.
Need something?
First and foremost, because, oh no, Bethesda is still using the creation engine. How dare they still use the creation engine? We told them they should have used Unreal or the Red engine or whatever.
According to the latest, the ComSpike is being developed at UC Starfield.
It's gonna be woke.
SY-920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how
Emil is a shit writer.
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call
like, it's just, it'll be the same shit.
Our friend on Jimson. Nice one, Jazz.
And they're not going to be
using
using. They're going to have a different composer, so it'll be. You know, some people will say the music's not the same.
Stop, New
yeah, it's gonna be people hating just for hating.
Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked
Just
down
wait.
tight.
You think the hate for Starfield is big? Just wait for Elder Scrolls 6. It'll be way more hated than this game.
Just remember to count your fingers after you.
That's right, Bubbles. The amount of hate heaped on Elder Scrolls 6 for people who were 13 years old when Skyrim came out is going to be legendary, no matter how good the game is. Yep.
I sure hope so. Because she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the ComSpike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it.
You'd better. For your sake. Oh, and one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it.
I've got Andreja. I'll be fine.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the electromagnetic atmosphere problem at Bannock 4.
Oh, okay. You'll make sure? More like, get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work.
Privileges of rank, my darling. And you, get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that ComSpike in your cargo bay.
I'm about to give you a ComSpike in your
Hit
cargo
me up if you
bay.
got questions.
What kind of name is Sys-Def anyway?
It's the kind of name your mom likes to roll off her tongue, buddy.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the...
I don't want to work. I just want to play Starfield every day. I am jonesing for some Terra Armada ships. I watched Babylonia do his stream the other day when he was playing around with the build and like the stairwells inside the ships now. I can't wait to get to the Terran Armada stuff and play around with that stuff. We are getting in that direction. We are mid-30s now, so we're slowly working our way in that direction. I could technically head there around level 40. Yeah, I just finished my weapon modding, maximizing the other day. So from here on out, I can start modding my suits and my weapons exactly how I want it. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about it from that perspective. Susanok, I know there are people who are upset at the very beginning because it has. Every time when we were just getting to the launch on the PS5,
I take it your neighbors
like there was every single time I would make a post, someone would make a comment about how, oh yay, the game that has pronouns in the character creator and the transgender storyline with enhanced, you know, because you can help someone change their gender. And so there are some people who are hyper focused on the pronouns. Make no mistake, those people are a minority, but they are a vocal minority. But I haven't seen anybody like up in arms about like the diversity in this game. It is a game about humanity, and humanity is a vast, diverse array of people. But I have seen your typical cave-dwelling troglodytes out there upset about, you know, body sliders and pronouns. Instead of just being male, female, they're like, I don't need there to be a they, them option. It should be he, him, she, her only. So there are people who are upset about that, but that's about as far as I've seen that go. I haven't seen people be upset about like the fact that there's lots of diversity in the game in terms of non-white people. Montana says get some star powers, especially the slow time one. Yes, I have slowly been. I've never done powers before, and this time around I have been focusing on getting powers.
Careful, the walls have ears. SY-920 is one of my regular stops.
I like the force push so much. So far, I like the force push the most, is what I meant to say.
So to get it, we're going to need to get you on board. I can do that, but I have conditions.
Uh-huh.
Good. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely yours. This route is highly lucrative, and sacrificing it is not an option.
Do not mistake us for amateurs. We will get the job done without sacrificing your route.
I appreciate the confidence. I just want to remind you, this job calls for more discretion than your usual swashbuckling adventures.
Swashbuckling.
In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan. And make sure you're prepared for the long haul. Once you're on board SY-920,
just like Star Trek.
You can't come and go as you please.
Oh, we came across a bug. No dialogue action on player in first phase, and it's for all 3 of those, so I don't have an option to...
We'll talk more on the The world's always been a good place to do business. People here tend to mind their own. Only what I've been told. That being said... Interesting. Hopefully they'll make for... less than you. But if Delgado, so we better do...
Alright, so I'm thinking those were the 3 options. It just had it like, it had a weird phrasing for it.
I'm not much of a player. Tried it once, didn't stick.
Alright, we shouldn't need to go anywhere. Susaduk says, pro tip, save your game before upgrading with X-Tech. Accidentally upgraded a second pack I had in my inventory. Oh no. That could be an expensive mistake. Yeah, definitely save first. Alright, let's do a hard save here. I'm 88 hours in, according to that save file I just looked at, right? Yeah, that's 88 hours. And this character is only level 33? Yeah. If I'm lucky, I'll be level 40 by the time I hit 100 hours. It's a big ass game, and I am running a slight XP penalty because I have the cargo space turned on to anywhere, but I'm not really too stressed about the XP because I've played the game a whole bunch of time. But I do have a -6 penalty because I have the cargo access distance set to anywhere, and I could probably, you know, put like ammo weight on to offset it, but I'm like, I don't really care about any of that shit. Like, I've played the game so much that I don't really care about like rushing to the cap. Although I am jonesing to get to the Terran Armada stuff. Like, it's also been, you know, I get a lot of fun just hanging out with people while I play the game, you know, so it's sort of like a therapy session to sit down and play for 3 to 4 hours and just hang out with the community. She's got other crew members aboard. If I wanted to, I could just go pick up my Xbox playthrough and get straight to it, but...
As long as the credits
Nobody
keep
can
rolling
stop
in,
the Crimson Fleet.
How the fuck do I get up to where she's at?
Hey.
Oh, you fucker.
Yes?
All right, a few things to note. When we get
Oh, yeah, I've probably spent
military
6 or
will
8
be
hours
hailing
just
us.
playing around with photo mode.
Let me do the talking.
It's...
Pretend
I've
you're a
got
piece
some
of
great
garbage
shots,
if you have
man.
to. Of course, I don't expect it to be.
The less talking all of us have to do, the better.
You'll get no argument from me. It'll be hard enough explaining why I have 2 new crew members. Now, like I said before, once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it. Alright, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately.
Yeah, I've never paid attention to like all the food stuff. I know some people optimize that stuff because that's the meta that they enjoy. I honestly haven't paid attention to it. Like, I don't ever eat food, so like food healing, I could probably crank food healing up because I don't ever do that. I don't want to deal with malnourished or dehydrated. That's really annoying. I had that before. The food healing, I don't have a problem tweaking because I never eat food, so that's, you know, but it's also like, I don't really care. Like, what are these? I don't even know what these are. I haven't even gotten to this, so like... Oh, I did a survival playthrough last year, and it was like... I didn't really care for it after a while. How does these even work? I guess I'll know here in a bit. I haven't found a boss mob that has been like enough to kick my ass. We'll see how that works.
All systems go.
Oh, so that's related to the level that they can show up at, so from level 20 and beyond? Oh, okay.
The fleet will make sure it's secure. You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Don't worry, Captain. I've spent half my life walking and chewing gum at the same time.
I didn't even pay attention to what it said. You guys are saying it's the level that they can have modifier level. Okay.
I can
Interesting.
handle a little banter.
Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty.
Captain, I retract my earlier statement. For the record, I don't even like gum.
Noted. Just get us there safe.
Roger that.
I better sit down and strap
looking
in.
for the next mark.
You've entered secure UC military space.
This is Captain Juan Daniel, cargo class ship IDQC 7938, requesting permission to dock.
Identity confirmed. Prepare your ship for scanning. You're cleared to dock at docking bay 2.
Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the level at which you start seeing those on bad guys. Yeah, I could have turned that off earlier. Yes, there is a level recommendation for the original Mantis questline. I think it's like level 30 video game history, but I know Gray has like a guide on his YouTube channel on how to do it before then.
First things first. The station, is enormous.
You could do it at like
with
level 5 or
checkpoints
10.
everywhere. To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks. There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance store downstairs. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone.
Copy that.
I would hope not. But
If I remember
they do,
correctly, she's gone
cross that
anyway,
bridge when we
regardless
get
of the outcome. I don't remember
Either
that
way,
I've
for
ever
now,
seen
get on
her
that
stick
station
around.
and find that intercom. We'll talk more then.
Have my attention.
Let's roll, Andreja.
Did you need something? All right then.
Try to get off this ship. We should do a hard save. We should do a hard save. I mean, there will definitely become a time when I am done with Starfield.
You with the Jade Swan?
I'm not there
Loading
yet.
and unloading only. Stay clear of the military barracks.
We've got a pretty good tracking system. We just have to make sure we...
Hold up. This area is for SY-920 military only.
I forgot my uniform.
Rules are rules. Can't let you in unless you're military.
Just need to get to the barracks, pick up my uniform.
Yeah, I get that this place can be a maze. Well, if you're quick about it, I suppose no one will notice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a 5er.
Sorry, but at SY... Sorry, no uniform.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu. And you found the intercom. That's a start. If I'm not mistaken, the maintenance door should be in front of you. If you can find a way to open it, it'll get you past the first checkpoint. I'm not worried. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Anyway, the door will let you access the vents. The uniform should get you through the checkpoint and to the elevators.
I can't pick the lock. Well, that's not going to do me any good if I can't pick the lock. Gain access to the barracks to find a uniform.
You seen
Well,
Elijah?
shit.
Probably downstairs searching for his maintenance.
Downstairs searching for his maintenance
He put
key.
his own thumb if it weren't attached to nothing.
I mean,
Station seems secure.
Gotta be around here somewhere.
Hey, buddy.
Oh! Well, this is embarrassing. I seem to have lost my key to the maintenance room again.
Where haven't you looked?
I've covered pretty much every inch of this place, except for the forklift. But that one guard, the one I owe credits to, is parked right there, so I'd rather not go there.
Forklift.
Word is Commander Woods might be coming back. Maybe that'll put an end to these checkpoints. What are you doing? Get away from there! What are you doing? Get away from there! Something I can help you with?
There's a hall over there who wants to talk to you.
Elijah? Probably lost the hair on the back of his head. I'll go see what it's about.
That's right. Dude, I was gonna say I hear some ooey gooey sticky chewies.
I hope wherever you store that the smell will not be an issue.
Sweetheart? Chillax. Need to find an ensign uniform. Uniform. Only uniform personnel inside the mess hall and barracks. Okay. Enter the command bay. Why is there an alarm going off? I didn't do anything. Innocent. Garrett says Bubbles was working this quest last night. Awesome. There was definitely a red guy on the radar there for a second. Oh, they popped up again. What are they upset about?
All quiet over here.
Like, I haven't taken anybody out. Why are they angry?
There's been rumors of soldiers smuggling.
Why are they shooting me? Is it because of Andreja? Like, I haven't killed anybody. I literally, all I did was I snuck in. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to tell her to stay here.
I can do that.
How's patrol? That holding up okay?
Yeah, because like the alarm went off. Let me go grab her, because I don't hear an alarm going off this time.
Yes? I will watch your back.
So maybe that was some sort of a weird bug. I wasn't aware that she also needs a disguise.
Hey.
State your business.
I made a report to command duty.
Logging ensign level clearance. Go on ahead. Your friend there have the same clearance?
Of course.
Then you're both good to go.
Okay, this time around we seem to be okay. I am going to do a hard save. Can we coordinate our content better? Bubbleonia, we gotta make a content calendar, man. Bubbles is gonna be working on these quests tonight. Renfail will be working on these quests tomorrow night. Gray will be working on his quest a different night.
Good. And no alarms or warnings on the comms. Music to my ears. If you found a uniform, be sure to put it on. That provides some cover. I've hacked into the database, and it seems information on the ComSpike is in the archives. There's a checkpoint you'll have to pass, which requires a clearance code.
Okay.
Checkpoints have not been a problem so far. There's little reason to think this one would be different.
I like the confidence. But remember, they tend to get harder the further you go. Hence, the clearance code. Try the security office. They likely have a computer there that has what you need. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located the ComSpike.
We gotta have a content calendar. All right. Ooh, the Steam Medieval Fest is running from now until April 27th. Hold on, I'm going to get sidetracked for just a second, guys. Are there any free demos that we should check out? I've already played Tainted Grail. I'm not really interested in any of these games. Yeah, I'll drop a link in Discord really quick, because this is going on until April 27th, it says. So let me go drop this in the chat. Alright, drop that in Discord for everybody. Oh, and by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I haven't shared the preview out. So Duncan Jones, who is a director, if you haven't watched any of his films before, you should. It's David Bowie's son. He's directed a ton of great films. Moon is a phenomenal film, as an example. He directed the World of Warcraft movie. He does really cool sci-fi. He is directing this upcoming animated flick called Rogue Trooper, and the teaser went out today, and it looks frickin' phenomenal. A stacked cast. It's entirely animated in Unreal 5. It's looking good, man. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked on Twitter X really quick. Scrolling through some stuff. Toto's Journey, a game where animals are the only heroes. Play as Toto, a brave dog lost in a magical world after a mysterious cyclone. Oh no. Pass on that for now. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. Why is Leia crying so much? I may have to go see what she needs. What time is it? It can't be time for dinner. No, it's 2 p.m. Come here. What are you crying about? Come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? You know I'm going to close the door, don't you? She just ran under the bed. Yeah, I'm not playing a doggo game. It's guaranteed to be a tearjerker. Pass. Oh, are you crying? Are you crying? Do you want to say hi to everybody? She doesn't come in the office very often. She wants food, so she was sitting there begging at my door, so I let her in, and now she's like, Dad, now I want to go out. Do you want to go back out? Come on. It's not time for dinner. She is the worst about, she'll just sit there and howl for 45 minutes. And scratch at the door.
I never had the patience for computer systems.
That's right, Guard. Get yourself a ComSpike. Ooh, hello. What do we got down here? I'll take the digipick and the ammo. And the other digipick, please. And the red trench. Shit, is he gonna... Oh! They're on alert all of a sudden. Now he's no longer on alert. I don't know what's up with that.
Need your clearance code, Marine. All right, Ensign, let's hear it. Sorry, Ensign. Code doesn't match.
Really? Where do I find the code? Do I gotta go back around to that computer?
your clearance code, Marine. All right, Ensign, let's hear it. Sorry, Ensign. Code.
I don't know which one it is, and I'm tired, so I'm
Need
just
your
like,
clearance
whatever.
code, Marine.
I'm gonna go down the list.
All right, Ensign, let's hear. Sorry, Ensign. Code.
I should have paid attention. I think it's related to the outfit I'm wearing, and I would have needed to look it up in the alphabet.
Need your clearance code, Marine.
I'm just like, whatever.
All
Just
right,
take me
Ensign,
down the
let's hear.
list. I don't want to run back around.
Sorry, Ensign. Code doesn't matter.
It's gonna be the last one on the list. Jesus.
Need your clearance code, Marine. All right, Ensign, let's hear. You're clear, Ensign Zaremi. I assume the two of you are together?
Yep.
Yes, we are together.
Then you're both clear.
Andrea, don't fuck it up, girl.
Commander Natara, test flights for the latest prototypes are ready to go.
Acknowledge, Lieutenant.
Alright, we gotta get to Engineering Bay 4. I've been watching too many vids, but this station scares the crap out of me. I hear footsteps in the vents, like someone's moving around inside them. Someone or something. There's something on the wing.
How are the tests for the ComSpike going?
Dr. Vogel has put in a request for more personnel. It seems there was an accident.
It's always something with that doctor.
Not to change the subject, but are we concerned about potential leaks?
No. Until you can provide more substantial proof, we'll simply monitor.
Daiyu here. Goggles almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly.
But I'm your cargo?
You are, and I've delivered you just as Delgado asked. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship.
You sneaky
That doesn't mean you're
bitch.
trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember that she leaves no matter what. Fair warning, I'm gonna have to direct some heat your way.
You do that, and you won't be just burning this bridge. You'll be ejecting it straight into a supernova. Good luck. If you manage to get the ComSpike and make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink.
I've heard the team is looking for more test pilots.
Alright, see you, video game history, get some sleep.
Dr. Volt?
I don't know. I've flown a
I've been
Discovery
so
class,
stressed
but
out
I'm
thinking
not.
about this project.
Intercepting transponder data in the Alpha system might be promising. According to autocorrelation models, results in risk increased by a magnitude of 2. But we won't tell Commander Natar. Wait, who are you? Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign? Oh, yes. I've been studying decryption of all types for quite a long time. Probably since before you took your first grav jump.
If you
Signal
say so.
protocol, quantum ratchet symmetry, interleaving data extrapolation. You name it, I've lectured on it. I've probably forgotten half of it, but I definitely knew it once.
I know how that feels. I need access to the device for a routine check.
Don't you mean access to the ship? It's attached to a prototype in one of our docking ports. We're still in the testing phase, running decryptions across a variety of signal types, but the results so far have been very promising. It can even interpolate signal data lost in the retrieval. It really is a wondrous technology.
Yeah, actually, Terry, I just published a video on that, like last week. I think it's called. It's gonna be something along. It's in the new playlist for the PS5 version of Starfield, and it's something along the lines of best faction quests or beginner's guide to faction quests, something like that. But I just published that last week, and in that video, I talk about, even though there isn't any order that you have to do things in, this is my preferred order. So that's in that video. But I don't remember the exact name of it, though, because I published so many damn videos. I just remember I know I made a video about that last week.
Its potential. Huh. We are far beyond potential. This is the biggest advancement in decryption tech since the Ondo Patarak inference theorem.
I kind of need some more coffee, probably.
Beyond this point is purely
Detroit, I'll have to go
and yes,
see if there's any more coffee in the kitchen.
Kinks to be worked out, missing parts and the occasional traumatic injury here and there, but it's all part of the adventure.
I'll be a good pilot. I love adventuring.
Yes, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters. But don't worry. We've corrected the problem with the ship's life support systems, and statistical models show a failure rate of less than 2%. In short, they'll give the prototype a final run, and provided there are minimal casualties, we can present our findings to MAST.
I'm one of those new test pilots.
Splendid. That was fast. I thought I put in the request this morning. Normally my requests aren't given this much attention, let alone haste. It seems a tad
Oh, the Terramorph stuff is terrifying, for sure. Classified.
Classified? Commander Natar. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. Now, all right. Onwards and upwards, as they say.
Hold up. Oh, do I not have it on me? Do I seriously not have my stun gun on me? Where did I put? I must have left my stun gun back. God damn it.
Talk to the commander. Get me reinstated. Natara's doing you a favor, Marcine. Would you have preferred a court-martial? Dishonorable discharge? Because all of that was on the table. I would have preferred things to remain as they were, so I made a mistake. But my work on the ComSpike was and is irrelevant. Dr. Vogel will do just fine without you. Besides, we both know the only reason you were on that project was to bloat the budget so we could embezzle the creds. And to that end, your share of the funds should be transferred to your GalBank account shortly. What am I supposed to even say to that? Those funds are the reason I don't have a job. You can start by saying thank you. Hell, I even warned you not to poke the bear. Commander Natara being the Ursine predator in this analogy. Aaron was right. I should have never hit send. Yeah, you screwed up. Royally. But you can protect Dr. Gong and all the King's subjects by keeping your mouth shut from now on.
Navy recon fatigues. I don't know what those are.
Hey,
We're taking them.
You want my advice? On some planet at the edge of the galaxy where you can relax for a bit. Lean back. Really dig your feet in the sand. Just get your mind off all this.
Stop right there, Ensign.
Dog-faced.
There's been word of suspicious behavior from someone matching your description. All right. Perhaps you'd like to elaborate. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm starting to think you're right.
Manipulation for the win.
You're clear. Just.
Alright, I was gonna see if there's like a key card in here anywhere. Essentially, I'm trying to see if there's a key card without having to resort to violence.
I've heard the engineers say Dr. Vogel is an AI. I guess that's their way of saying he's smart.
Well, that was one way to do it. Did he give me a P card? Yeah, see? Alright, I'm gonna reload. It's not what I wanted to do. Was that reload before or after I shot him? Oh, so this is before she left. Okay. Yep.
You are, and that being said, I can speak. But it looks like you'll need to. That doesn't mean you're trapped. Honestly, as a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that. Stay clear of any Marines. Other than that, the only advice I can give you is find him and you.
All right. Let's go find the doctor. He was down here. Do our quick save. Down here. I've said all I need to say about the subject of loading screens. There is nothing more that needs to be said.
Intercepting transponder data.
What are you doing, big boy? Aren't you coming over here to say hi?
Oh, job big baby. Results in risk increased by a magnitude of.
Don't use your claws. I wish you wouldn't use your claws, buddy.
What she doesn't.
Oh, would you stop doing that? Yes, purr. Just a good boy. Just a good boy.
Still clear.
Just a good boy. You ready to go outside and get some food with mommy? No, I know you do, because that's why you're waking up and purring. You can hear mommy out in the living room. Yes, are we ready to go outside? I gotta take 5, everybody. I need to go shuffle cats around, because if he's wanting to go out, I gotta go find where Snow White is. And we're 2 hours in anyway, so it's a good moment for me to take a break. Just you want to go outside. We're gonna take 5 to 10. I've already made the video about loading screens and old games, and why if you weren't complaining about it 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you shouldn't be complaining about it today. That video already exists. The video you're referencing is someone who pulled a clip from my video and use that to make their video, so you can go watch my video, which is the original video where I've already discussed that topic in great detail. And matter of fact, the perfect thing for you to do right now while I'm taking a break is to go watch that video, so that when I come back, you'll have a fresh frame of reference and the context of having educated yourself on the full subject matter in the full-length video that I recorded 2 weeks ago, or whenever that was that I did that video. We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break, everybody. Frodo, you are scratching the shit out of my legs. I've got to write this down in my notebook. Go down. Get down. I got to put my timestamp here. What stream are we on, by the way? Stream 23? Stream 23. 210. All right, it'll be 5 to 10, everybody. I'll be back in a few. All right. That's done for now. We'll have to take another break in a little while to go feed the animals, but should be good for now. All right, let me get caught up on chat here. Currently eating a pound of Jack's Link's beef jerky. Not the whole pound. I'm glad you put the qualify there, Detroit, that you weren't eating the whole pound. That's a lot of All right, let's get back to it, everybody. I gotta figure out a way to get this key card. Well, he says, my current obsession is making small starfighters with VTLS parts that animate on takeoff and landing. Nice. They're no longer, yep, they are no longer in chat. Correct. I'm not even going to bother giving that person the time of day. I pointed them in the direction of the video they could watch. They chose not to watch the video, and they proceeded to rant and cause a ruckus while I was AFK, and all they did was complain about Bethesda this, Bethesda that, Bethesda this, Bethesda that. Not someone I want in my community. They already had a video they could go watch on the subject. I said that I was not going to be commenting anymore on the subject, and they tried to force the issue. That is what you call someone who lacks impulse control. That is a troll. We're not giving them the time of day. They have been fucked off to the basement, and I'm not even giving them the benefit of the band music. What? Not today, kids.
Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign? Don't you mean axe? It's attached to a proton. We're still in the test. It can even enter. I was speaking. I'll repeat myself. And yes, it's, but don't worry. In short, they'll give the prototype a fine. Splendid. That was fast. Normally my request. Ah, yes. I see.
Critical success.
It would have been nice if they kept me in the loop.
Correct. He was not worth. He wasn't even worthy of the Banhammer song.
All right, you've convinced me. You're the new test pilot. You'll need a uniform and a terminal password to authorize a flight and get past Natara's cumbersome checkpoints. The uniform you can get in the locker room area, the password you get from me. You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center. And of course, best of luck. You are doing science a great service by undertaking this sacrifice.
Sacrifice? Makes it sound like I'm gonna die a horrible death.
Heard the team is looking for more test pilots.
Yes, if you have experience flying, you should talk to Dr. Volk.
I don't know. I've flown a Discovery class, but I'm not familiar with
My bad. Well, I have yet to find a... They can't provide anything, Gray, and that's why, like I said, I've said everything that needed to be said in that other video I made, and I pointed them in the direction of that video, and they sat there and got grumpy that I was pointing them in the direction of a video because they wanted to argue the point in chat. And there's no point in arguing with people because they've already made up their mind. They're not going to listen to facts.
Can you talk to the commander?
They don't care about facts. They care about their opinion.
Doing you a favor, Marcine.
And they'll say things like, it's no different than
dishonorable discharge, because all of that was on the table. I would have preferred things to remain as they were. So I made a mistake. But my work on the ComSpike was and is.
They never provide solutions, right?
Dr. Vogel will do
they never will say.
Besides, we both know the
what if they did it like this, this, or this? Or what if they did this, this instead of this? All it ever is Bethesda could do better. They need to make their games better. They need to be open world, like insert name of open world game here, without even once accounting for all the complications of the modding system and the mods and any of the things that makes Bethesda games Bethesda games. There's never any thought process in it. It's just a regurgitated talking point from Reddit. They need to do better. Well, and how could they do better? Give us examples. Most of the time, it's because they're just armchair developers who are regurgitating talking points from Reddit. If they were actual game developers, they would be like, hey, I think I would like, maybe you did it this way or this way or this way, you know. Wildfire says, your video helped me figure out how to add parts to my ships. Thank you very much. Well, I appreciate that, Wildfire, and I'm glad you found my guides
Get your mind off all this.
useful. Correct, Susanok. All you have to do is look at the difference between Morrowind and Starfield, and you will see how much progress Bethesda has made as a company between Creation Engine 1 and Creation Engine 2 across those, you know, several generations of games. Creation Engine 3 will have even more improvements compared to Creation Engine 2. Yeah, it's the same thing. I made this comment the other day because somebody had dropped, I forget who it was, somebody had dropped the, matter of fact, this is probably a great place to do this right now. Let me timestamp this. So this was actually dropped in our Discord channel in the reactions section because people were wanting my take on this, and it does tie into the conversation at hand just a little bit. So we're going to go over to the reaction section of YouTube, or excuse me, Discord. So this was the argument given the other day in front of European Parliament on it's the Kill Games thing. I don't know the full name of it. But it was the argument about should game developers be allowed to disable games you purchased. I'm gonna go look up the full title of the video here. Should video game publishers be allowed to disable games you bought? European Parliament hearing. Stop killing games. This is the name of the thing. Anyway, this was Ross Scott, also known as Accursed Farms, speaking to European Parliament during the public hearing of the ICMO, Jury and Pity Committees, and the European Citizens Initiative Stop Destroying Video Games held on April 16th, 2026. So the reason I bring this up is because of this. So the initiative in and of itself it's a great concept, right? We would love things to exist in perpetuity forever, right? But the reality is that there are a lot of complicated reasons why live service games in particular cannot, it's not just an instant switch to make them a game that can exist forever. And the number one thing that I never hear him or anyone else talking about is who's going to cover the costs of the additional development time that it takes, either up front or after the fact, to take a game that was designed as a live service game like Anthem, Star Wars Galaxies, you know, things of that nature. Who are the ones paying for the additional development time, and what are the solutions to take a authoritative server-based live service game like Anthem or Star Wars Galaxies and translate that into a single-player game that can exist in perpetuity for the user to play? Not only who's covering the costs, but what is the framework upon which you are going to convert an authoritative server-based game and turn that into a single-player game that doesn't require servers or anything else to access any of that stuff? These are fundamental development questions and production questions that have yet, I've never seen any of these people talk about them. All they ever say is, stop killing games! I should be able to own my game in perpetuity. I bought the game, I should own the game forever. That's not an incorrect statement. However, there are some products that are designed to be online only. And what is the solution to that? Well, none of the people from Stop Killing Games have ever provided a solution to that. All they ever say is companies need to do better. Companies need to do this. Companies need to do that. Well, okay, give us solutions. Give the developers solutions. And here's the thing, who's paying for those solutions? Because anytime someone talks about games going up in cost, gamers immediately start screaming, oh my god, games are going to be $80. Microsoft, you greedy fucking publisher. How dare you charge me $80? You should only be charging me $60. Additional dev time and additional programming time to create a game that is not only viable as a live service game, but also a game that can be played in perpetuity forever. You're asking developers to make two different distinct games. You're asking developers to put in additional dev time to provide you with a in perpetuity addendum to the game. Who's paying for that? Because it has to come from somewhere, and that's generally going to be at the cost of the consumer, right? That's why costs go up, because games cost more to develop. But gamers already cry about games costing too much. Anytime we do a price increase, people scream to the high heavens, oh my god, the PlayStation Pro went up in price. Oh my god, Microsoft, you're trying to charge me more money. So Dribrom said something very interesting in that Discord about how I don't see anything wrong with letting games die, especially live service games. One man's loss is another man's gain. Letting old games die out gives room for new games to grow. Also, you can reflect on this statement. Unless the grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains a single grain, but if it dies, it bears much fruit. Without EverQuest, we would have gotten World of Warcraft, not because it was the first MMORPG with 3D rendered world, but because a lot of the people who worked on EverQuest moved over to Blizzard and created World of Warcraft. Those people went on to create other things, and etc. We only had MMOs like Ultima Online before that, which was like Diablo games. And even though those are not necessarily, you know, games that are dead, it is an example of games that have fallen to the wayside over the years. So the reason I bring that up in the point of that previous conversation is because I think that the concept of Stop Killing Games is an interesting one. We would love games to exist forever in perpetuity, but again, I challenge the people behind Stop Killing Games, and I challenge anyone who supports that to actually provide a solution, because so far I have not heard of any solutions provided. All I've heard is demands being made that the consumers have rights. I have the right. I want games to exist forever because it's art. That's great. I don't disagree. But who's paying for it? Because none of the people talking about this have provided solutions yet. All they have done is said, the publisher needs to do this, the developer needs to do this. Okay, how? How are the publishers and developers going to do this? It's not just flipping a switch and making a game exist forever. That's not how this works. A simple example that I can give you is to look at the original works of Shakespeare, which were written and published during Shakespeare's lifespan, right? Some of those works have gone on to be published and translated into many other languages. Why? Because he was Shakespeare. But what about many of the other playwrights who existed around the time of Shakespeare? Where did those works go? Should those works exist in perpetuity forever because they were artistic creations that came out of the same renaissance of theater that Shakespeare derived from? Surely they should, and if you agree with Stop Killing Games in that movement, then you would agree that those theatrical plays should exist in the same way that Shakespeare does. But they don't. Why don't they? Money is why they don't. Someone at some point along the way has to pay for that thing to exist in perpetuity. Because to take it from its original translation and to convert it into another translation, to keep it in print for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, to keep a product in print, to keep a book in print, a play in print for hundreds and hundreds of years, for generations upon generations, who's paying for that? If it's an indie title, an indie video game, or it's an indie playwright, there's not going to be enough of an interest to have enough financial backing to keep that book in publication, or that theatrical play, or that game in publication for perpetuity. So I always come back to, like, who is going to pay for it and what is the solution? I haven't found anybody actually addressing that. And correct, it's a very complicated thing. I could go back to and look at like the Nokia cell phone, or the block cell phone that we all had back in the mid-90s, right? Who is the person, who is the company, who are the consumers that are going to pay for that phone to exist in perpetuity, unchanged from the moment that it was created, always going on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, so that it never is allowed to no longer exist? Who pays for that? Who's paying for the servers? Who's paying for the dev teams? Who's paying for the engineering costs? Who's paying for all of these people who are going to be the archivals, the translations to take it from C++ to C++ to whatever is the next generation of code, the next generation of code? What about games that were created on a DOS engine but can't run on Windows 11 without a special emulator? Who are the people who are going to continually create new versions of emulators to keep DOS games going forever into perpetuity? Do you guys see the fallacy of the movement yet? Because it's a great concept to say I want things to exist forever, but who's paying for it? Who are the engineers? Who are the people in charge of making sure that it keeps going throughout the cycles of technology and goes from this generation of tech to the next generation of tech to the next generation of tech to the next generation of tech? Because DOS games aren't going to be able to be played on Windows 11 unless there's an engineering team creating modulators to make those happen. Books from Shakespeare's rivals don't exist in the modern era because no one was around to pay for those books, and no one cares enough about those particular playwrights to go back and spend the hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars that it would take to find those archives, to bring those texts up to modern standards, to translate them to all these things. So, correct. This is Psycho Candy just said something good. He says, they don't care as long as they can blame the evil corporations who they seem to think have bottomless pockets. Offline mode is the same thing as in perpetuity. We've already talked about this. Anytime you talk about an offline version of a game, you're talking about taking an online game and creating an offline version of it. That doesn't happen without programmers and tech. Because when a game is designed, and I realize some of you just have never worked in game dev, and this is why you don't know this, but when a game is developed for an authoritative server state, an online state. It is not something where you can immediately just be like, it's a single player game. It doesn't work like that. Some games are designed to be both things, but not every company has the financial wherewithal to do that. As an example, like Bubbleonia just said, Conan Exiles has an offline self-hosted mode because it was built that way, whereas Dune Awakening does not, and probably will never have it because of the way that it exists and the functionality that Dune Awakening has above and beyond Conan Exiles, which is why it's designed to be an always online game. AFK Mar says, wait, it's not just save as new format? Unfortunately, that's the problem a lot of people think, is that it's an easy, it's like evil corporations have unlimited money. They could just save the game as different file type and it'll exist in perpetuity as a single player offline game. And that's just not how things work. Isn't Stop Killing Games just saying they should keep an offline mode rather than pay to keep... Correct. But we're not talking about servers. I said at the very beginning of this discussion, trying to take an online game and make it into a single player game is not something that could be done like that. It is something that has to be designed into the game from the beginning of the game. And who's paying for that? That's what we said at the very beginning of this conversation. Who is paying for that? And how is that taking place? Because I've heard no one from the Stop Killing Games initiative talk about who's footing the bill and what are the solutions to make that take place. And here's the other complication. What about games where the holder of the IP, this is a complicated one, and this is what I talked about when Stop Killing Games first came about as an initiative. What about a game like, say, The Matrix? I'm going to use this as an example, because The Matrix was an MMO at one point, and it got taken offline, right? What about a game like The Matrix, where it's online for a few years, it gets taken offline, and the IP holders, the owners of the IP, decide that they don't want the game to exist anymore? What happens then? Do your consumer rights trump the rights of the creators and owners of the intellectual property? If the offline version of that game is taken offline and the owners of the trademark and the owners of the copyright decide that they don't want any version of that game to exist on the internet anymore, or anywhere for that matter, right? That's another level of complication. The IP rights belong to the owners of those. Right, and then there's consumer rights versus EOLA. Dune is a great example of IP rights holders restricting the game to online only and no mods. Correct. That's one of the reasons why mods are not allowed in Dune Awakening, because the owners of the IP, which is the Herbert family and Legendary, the Legendary Pictures, who owns the rights along with the Herbert family, they do not want anyone to be able to mod Dune into something other than Dune. So they have a very strict no mods allowed policy with those games. And they have the right to that because they're the owners and the governors of that IP. But what about your rights as the consumer? Because Stop Killing Games and these initiatives would have you believe that, well, my rights as a consumer trump the rights of the IP holder. I own that game. I should own that game forever. I don't care if the IP owner says that it shouldn't be allowed to be online. I own it. I bought it. I have rights. It's complicated. And that's the thing here. Like, I have yet to hear Stop Killing Games come up with solutions for complicated scenarios like that. When the IP owner says, you know what? The online version of the game is dead. I don't want it to exist anymore. We're backing away from that. We don't want to do game media anymore. We want to focus on films and television shows. We don't want to do action figures. We don't want to do lunchboxes. We don't want to do mobile games. We don't want to do PC games. We don't want to do console games. We don't want to do any gaming whatsoever. We want to keep it to novels, graphic novels, television, and film. And they're the IP owners. They're the owners of that IP. They're the ones who get to dictate. But over here you have this crowd screaming that that's not fair, that's not right, I bought the game, it should exist in perpetuity. I should be able to have access to that game forever, even if it's no longer online. No, you shouldn't, because that's not how copyright and trademark work. Well, fair use. That shows that you have a great ignorance on the copyright law at play. Yeah, but what about works that are in the public domain and after 50 years, Sherlock Holmes and Tarzan and all this other stuff? That's, again, you're talking copyright. And you're talking about things that exist beyond the original author or the company owning something. Tolkien is very much still a very much actively developed and protected intellectual property. Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings. Star Wars is incredibly developed, protected, and so on and so forth. So when you talk about things like Sherlock Holmes that's in the public domain, that's a different conversation because copyright law and intellectual property law does not apply because it's in the public domain. And now we're straying out into edge cases that further complicate the issue of always having games be accessible to the people who purchase the games. So again, I am in favor of the initiative, but the ultimate reality is that I have yet to hear anybody out there talking about who is going to pay for that. Are we just expecting these companies to pay for it just because? That's not fair. I say this as someone who has formed several small businesses. It is absolutely unreasonable for a consumer to make the demand that I create a game or anything that should be accessible to them for perpetuity. That's absolutely unreasonable because I don't have the funding to take care of that. Now, you want to pay me for that? You want to come up with the millions of dollars that it's going to take to come up with a solution that allows us to ensure that those games and those servers and those things are available forever, 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 forever? Well, I'm sure we could talk, but solutions have to be made, not just we shouldn't be allowing games to be taken offline. It all comes down to money, like who's paying for it. That's why I said the whole, playwrights that aren't Shakespeare, because Shakespeare's works have existed until today because he was famous enough to have someone who had the money to keep his works in publication through multiple generations. But all of these other authors who were around at the same time as him didn't have that luxury. What about all those games that came out on DOS in the 80s and 90s? Where did all those games go? What are all the games that people didn't have the money to put into an emulator version of the game, right? There's a lot of, it's an interesting conversation, but it's also a very naive take on things so far, because they have yet to address the number one most important aspect of it, which is what is the framework and who is paying for it to ensure that these things can, because it has to come from the consumer. It can't be, the onus is not on the developer. The onus is on the person who wants that thing to exist forever offline just because they paid for it. Then they're the ones who have to come up with the solution and the money to figure out how to make that happen. So, yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, that's a very fun one. But it ties in directly into the conversation we were having earlier about people who are just upset and yell about things without actually providing solutions. By the way, you want to see a video get downvoted? I guarantee the moment I publish this video on YouTube, it'll get ratioed into oblivion because everybody is reactionary about the Stop Killing Games movement, and nobody's actually thinking rationally about it. They're just reacting. Corpo's bad. Indie's good. And it's just so much it's a good starting point for a conversation, but it is decades away from being something that could be realistically implemented because there are way too many edge cases and complications. And funding. It's just all about funding, man. "50 years are we talking, Pong?" Is Pong in the public domain? Pong is in the Pong is in the public domain in the United States because it was released without a proper copyright notice. While the core game concept, this is according to AI, the Pong name itself is a trademark owned by Atari. However, the game itself is public domain. So they own the name and the branding, but that's it. Fascinating stuff. Like, I highly urge people, like, it's one of the benefits of having worked, like, when you work in game dev and publishing and book publishing and music publishing and...
Reporting for duty, pilot? Another test flight, huh? New pilots are
supposedly Dune Awakening is coming to consoles this fall.
In the control center.
I would assume around the same time as the film, which is October, I think.
Yes. What?
This is, like Bubbaloni has said, our current regulatory structure isn't robust enough to manage the edge cases because our regulators suffer from a tremendous knowledge gap that can be manipulated by money. It's very complicated. Oh no.
Prototype ship, you are cleared for takeoff. We'll begin the test on your departure.
Recording test flight data. Please adhere to the scheduled flight plan and let us know if you have any issues.
I'm good to go, guys. Thanks. So long, and thanks for all the fish. I acquired it.
Well, well, well. Welcome back, Rook. Looks like you got a new toy for me. Go on in and give everyone the lowdown. We'll take care of things from here. That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait
Previous
to
ships
tinker with
being
it.
brought back to the dock. Okay,
We'll secure that ship for you.
that great. That's all I needed to know was that my other ship was gonna get back where I needed it to be. Alright, we're back in my normal clothing. All is right with the world.
Yeah?
Yes, the space stations are
you
cool.
looking to start something? Cause I'll finish it. Rook?
Radley called me his friend once.
Nice to know Neva was right about you. It's good to have a promising rookie with the fleet.
Couldn't have done it without you.
I won't deny I helped. Let's hope the compensation reflects that, huh? Anyway, I believe I owe you a drink. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. Because if Delgado's right about Kryx's legacy, you've earned more than your fair share already with that ComSpike.
Kryx's legacy is as good as ours.
Sounds like you're on board as a true believer. I have to admit, the way things are going, I'm starting to believe myself.
Whether Kryx's legacy is real or not, we have a job to do, and we will see it through.
Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Now that you've had your drink and my debt is paid, it's time for you to give Delgado the good news.
Alright, Delgado. Show me how happy you are with my hard work.
This place even smells like deceit. We should make our business quick.
You can get work from the boards near the Reckoner's core. Voss will make sure.
Need a drink? Bug at the last Nova will be more than happy to take your credit.
Jasmine tells me that you not only brought us the ComSpike, but an entire prototype UC ship. I'm impressed, Rook. Very impressed.
Well, I was built in this ship. I didn't really have a choice.
Should have taken the compliment, Rook. Dale doesn't give those out often. Juan gave us the full rundown of your little smash and grab operation. She gave you some really high praise. Said you were a pro.
And from what I hear, receiving praise from Juan Dayu is quite an accomplishment. All in all, a job well done. Now, on to the business at hand. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, boss. What's up?
How's it going?
I already have 2 of my crew tearing the ship apart from one end to the other. ComSpike shouldn't be too tough to extract. I'm looking forward to seeing what those UC techs have been up to.
Keep me posted. All right. That leaves our electromagnetic atmosphere problem. And I think we've discovered a solution. There's a corporation in the city of Neon called Generdyne. They're responsible for the massive conduction grid that powers the city. We get our hands on their electrical absorption tech, and Jasmine swears she can tame it to handle Bannock 4.
All right.
You damn right she can. My girl can piece together a jump engine with her eyes shut. Literally, I've seen her do it. Lost good money on that bet.
All right, let's not get carried away, neighbor. Now, why don't you give us the info on our Neon contact?
You get to meet up with the lovely Estelle Vincent.
I love the
She's had
name.
her deft little fingers on the pulse of Neon for some time now. Whatever info you need, I guarantee she can get.
Estelle is one of the most reliable captains we have in the fleet. If I want something done, there's none of the typical bullshit. It gets done, and afterward, we all split the cash.
I like cash. Cash is good.
No. There is no getting along here. You are going to do everything she asks. Follow her instructions to the letter. She is valuable to the fleet. You piss her off and we lose her as a contact, you're going to be answering to me.
We have dealt with more than a few of your captains. This one should be no problem.
You did right by one. But she's almost as green as you two. Estelle is different.
Estelle will be waiting at Madame Savage's
Madame
place.
Savage's.
I'd say don't keep her waiting. But chances are she won't mind. Girl loves her liquor.
That works for me, Babylonia. Delgado and Torn from Watchtower are
Neon's one
cousins.
big distraction for people like us. So I want you focused. We are one step away from Kryx's legacy, and we cannot afford any screw-ups.
The ComSpike module is now available. Andreja. Everybody does. Jason Blackburn 02. Anybody who actually plays the game likes the game. It's not a flawless game, but anybody who plays it, actually plays it, has fun with it. The only people who don't like Starfield are people who haven't actually played the game.
I find the interior
And you'll know
of
who
this
they are
ship
because they repeat and
comforting.
regurgitate the exact same talking points from Reddit. Loading screen simulator. Wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle. 1,000 planets, nothing to do. Empty dead game. Shitty writing. There'll be the same 5 talking points. There's a couple more in there, but it's half a dozen talking points. And they regurgitate the exact same thing over and over. Oh, the other one is pronouns at character creation. That's the other one. They'll regurgitate the exact same shit over and over and over. That's how you know they've never actually played the game. Exactly, it's a cone. The game is bursting with life and personality, full of things, left and right, left and right.
Wrong place, wrong time. Shit. It's the Mantis! Mantis!
Yeah, right. Scanning. Damn it! Speed up the drive! We're leaving. Enemy shield system.
Oh, you're not leaving quick enough, honey. I do love how they bug out when they find out you're the Mantis. They're like, no, run! Alright. Mickey says my Switch 2 is coming tomorrow. I'm so excited I can't sleep. Nice. Yeah, Gray had a really good video on the loading screen discussion the other day. I linked that out on our social medias and in our Discord. It's just angry people who don't know what they're talking about. Here's my credits, don't kill me. I know, it's nice to be the king, right? It's good to be the king. Alright, folks, I gotta go. It's been a long day. We're all under the weather here at the house. I am going to go to the pharmacy, actually, and get some meds to boost my immunity and hopefully shoulder through without getting the creeping crud as bad as everybody else. Should be back tomorrow morning for more Windrose and more Starfield tomorrow afternoon. There are videos coming out this afternoon, so stay tuned for those. We got a good Renfail rant out of today's stream. I think Bubbles is playing tonight, so make sure to tune into Bubbles. And if Gray is streaming, watch Gray streaming as well. And I will hopefully see everybody tomorrow morning, bright and early.